claiming that he was mailed human skulls as a threat. Ethan's also been slyly trying to imply that I sent him the skulls, though to my knowledge he hasn't outright said that yet. But if he does outright say it, we're certainly going to be looking into suing him for defamation. Because
so this is why I wouldn't fault anyone for believing that Bad Empanada was the one that sent that sent the skulls to Ethan. This is a private video he sent to Ethan that Ethan's sharing here.
Today was pretty bad, wasn't it? Really sucked for you. You were so disappointed. The betrayal of one of your closest long-term friends, huh? Tick-tock, though, Ethan. Tick-tock, because this was just a taste. This was just a small part of what we have organized for you. It's only gonna get worse. It's only gonna get worse, Mr. Klein. Every day, sit there just waiting in misery, in fear of what we have in store for you. Tick-tock goes the clock.
And you just imagine that being played in a courtroom. Because you sue, they're going to play that in court. This fucking psychopath video that you send after the skulls arrive at Ethan. After CPS is called, after the skulls arrive at the house, and then the content caught by iDubbbz drops, and you send this, no part of this is going to paint you in a good light. There's no way he's actually going to sue. I can see why Ethan's poking the bear here and just, do it. Fucking do it. Apparently we got a post here from 46 minutes ago, right before I started streaming here. Jesus. Ethan is calling out Bad Empanada for saying he wants to sue for defamation. Dares him to do it. Wait, he's daring Bad Empanada to sue him for defamation? Oh, Bad Empanada's put up some... Oh, it's from H3's... Oh, he's posting all of the videos up on his Instagram. From H3's... As you can see up there at the top, it's from H3 Productions Instagram.
Claiming that he was mailed human skulls as a threat. Ethan's also been slyly trying to imply that I sent him the skulls, though to my knowledge he hasn't outright said that yet. But if he does outright say it, we're certainly going to be looking into suing him for defamation, because in such a case it would be very easy to just completely ruin him and his reputation. Because
no, you wouldn't. Defamation cases are not easy to win, and he would not win a defamation case. In order to win defamation, you have to... The statement doesn't even necessarily have to be false to be considered defamation, but you do have to show that it has done substantial, the claim being made has directly done substantial harm and damage to you in some way, usually monetarily. What damage could Ethan claiming that you, which he hasn't claimed, and by the way, hinting at something, in the States, it's extremely hard to... I don't think he has a defamation case here. It's extremely hard to prove defamation. Very few of those cases ever fucking win. Here in the States, anyway. Even that case with Billy Mitchell versus Carl Jobes, where he got him for defamation. He went to Australian court for a reason. He didn't do it here for a reason. I don't think he would have won that case here. He won it in Australia, but they have a different standard for defamation. So people seem to think that oh, you can win defamation, using that as an example. And I'm like, hey, yeah, he didn't do that in the States for a reason. It's extremely hard to win defamation. Bad Empanada's not going to sue. He's got no case for defamation. But this is the cope here. They're trying to claim that it either didn't come from H3snark or it didn't come from Bad Empanada, even though Bad Empanada made that. I'll see if I can find that video so we can play it on its own after this, so you can see why some people might think that this fucking psychopath right here is the one that sent him the fucking skulls.
Because in that situation, we would obviously be able to subpoena the records from the vendor, which would show who ordered this, where they ordered it from, what details they put in, what payment method they use, and stuff like that. And as you'll be seeing during this video, the most likely culprit that it would show is Ethan Klein himself, claiming that he was mailed...
Yeah, I doubt it. That's probably why Ethan's begging him to sue. Please, I'm literally begging you to sue, is because, which... it showed that in the video here. Ethan's literally begging him to sue, and the reason for that probably being because he's right. The subpoena would subpoena the vendor because it's a purchased human skull, which still had the tag on it that Ethan probably left on to show to the FBI for that reason in hopes that they could track it down, because you could subpoena the website they bought it from to tell them who made the purchase, because more than likely the way that skull was shipped to Ethan, it's not like whoever purchased it, bought it, had it shipped to themselves, and then they shipped it to Ethan. They, however, probably bought it and put in Ethan's address as the shipping address and just had it shipped directly to Ethan. So they'd have to look up whoever paid for it to find out, like, who bought this, because they had it shipped to Ethan, but who actually paid for it, who actually bought it, and that information could be subpoenaed if you were to sue. So yes, please do sue Ethan. I think we all want to desperately know who sent those skulls. This fucking conspiracy theory that, like, the funnier one I saw was that Ethan bought the skulls and then left the tag on them in the pictures he took because he didn't want to take the tag off so he can return it. That's right. The millionaire, the multi-millionaire, couldn't afford to keep these skulls. He had to keep the tag on them so he could return them. That's not even a cost he was willing to eat, that he would be dumb enough to leave the tag on so he could be easily, like, it's so bad. Like, these are conspiracies so bad. Alex Jones would roll his eyes like, amateurs. like they're so lazy. They're
Actual
so bad.
real legal trouble.
All right, hold on. There's another. There we go. Do it. I'll even donate. So he's got a second video here.
To get himself into actual real legal trouble. He's already losing a defamation lawsuit for millions to Ryan Kavanagh. I guess he can go through with that, though I'd advise him not to. I'll just crowdfund legal fees and we'll go to court and we'll get this whole thing figured out. To get himself into...
How would you know he's losing his case to Ryan? Like, that's still in the courts. How would you know what's going on in that actual court case? You're just making assumptions. But anyway, yeah, do it. Do it. You'll even donate? Oh, he'll even donate. Ethan says, I'll even donate here. Do it. Do it. Let's see if we can find the video of Bad Empanada. All right, here we go. So this is why I wouldn't fault anyone for believing that Bad Empanada was the one that sent that sent the skulls to Ethan. This is a private video he sent to Ethan that Ethan's sharing here.
Today was pretty bad, wasn't it? Really sucked for you. You were so disappointed. The betrayal of one of your closest long-term friends, huh? Tick-tock, though, Ethan. Tick-tock, because this was just a taste. This was just a small part of what we have organized for you. It's only gonna get worse. It's only gonna get worse, Mr. Klein. Every day, sit there just waiting in misery, in fear of what we have in store for you. Tick-tock goes the clock.
Maybe if he stopped.
And you just imagine that being played in a courtroom. Because you sue, they're going to play that in court. This fucking psychopath video that you send after the skulls arrive at Ethan's house. After CPS is called, after the skulls arrive at the house, and then the content caught by iDubbbz drops, and you send this, like, no part of this is going to paint you in a good light. Like, there's no way he's actually going to sue. I can see why Ethan's poking the bear here and just, like, do it. Fucking do it. All right, but they're all coping. Denims has offered her own version of an apology. They've all gone into pure cope mode because the response to this hasn't been the, ooh, you owned Ethan. Ooh, yeah. It has not gotten everybody on their side the way they thought it would. It has not been the big own that they thought it would be. But here's her version of I haven't even seen all these myself. I've just been bookmarking.
I'm obviously embarrassed by that clip of me talking about poop. I obviously don't want people to watch it. And you're streaming it for everybody to see.
Yeah, because you said it.
It's embarrassing and it's mean-spirited. It's like...
No, it's not mean-spirited. Do you know why everybody's playing the clip of you talking about the poop in Ethan's house and stuff? Because you talking about it and you platforming Bad Empanada and you just showing this to, what, 30,000 people you had in your chat and acting like it's true, even if you didn't say whether or not it was. And there's people in your chat, like, the part they're trying to highlight isn't even the part about you talking about poop. It's the part in the chat where your chat starts screaming, call CPS. And you just kind of ignore that part of your chat. You don't tell them not to, but you don't immediately go, no, don't do that. And you just keep playing this stuff, adding fuel to that fire. And then CPS got called. Yeah, you're kind of directly responsible. I mean, it's more so on Bad Empanada than you because he started the entire messaging, but yeah, you platformed it. You you added fuel to that fire. So it should go viral, and you should be embarrassed by it. In fact, you should be more scared than embarrassed. There could actually be legal action for this, especially now that she knows the FBI is involved. Yeah, you should be shaking in your fucking boots. Just quit doing YouTube and go do OnlyFans. You'll make plenty of money. You can just go hide behind that for a while.
Hey, man, I'm sorry. You know what? You're right. It was mean-spirited that I showed people that clip. You're right. It was. But that's after you called me like a bitch fucking 20 times in like 7 minutes, right?
And a justification.
You're right. I'm sorry for what I've done to you, but I didn't do it for no reason. I did it because of all this other stuff that you had done first. And like the sad thing is he can't perceive it in the same way that like his fans can't perceive it. He should have publicly apologized to everyone after they collaborated to trash him, and he didn't, so he fucked up. I'm obviously embarrassed by that clip.
He called you a bitch in response to something you did. Like, if we keep going far enough back in the chain, you guys threw the first punch. Like, you guys are forever fucking cry bullies. Like, you got no problem dishing it out constantly for views. And then as soon as there's a repercussion for that action, now you can't take it? Oh, what is this one? There's more. She put on her best Regina George impression and says, "Stop being obsessed with Ethan." Yeah, because they're all scared of legal action now.
Glad Hasan is calling this disgusting shit out. Frogan doesn't even cover politics. She's the kindest, most caring person I've ever met. Taylor Rowan says, Frogan is such a wonderful, kind, and generous person, even despite dealing with relentless abuse online. Like Brett said, it's really gross. Now, this can be true, but why are we treating her like she doesn't do the same thing? She does the same thing. She is a vile, disgusting, hateful person that's always going.
Why did they say that she doesn't cover politics?
She does. She literally
That's
does.
literally all
that
she
means.
does.
That's like what she does, isn't it? At least.
Well, maybe not entirely, but certainly she wades into it. I mean, right?
That's
To a
what-
degree.
that's
I mean,
why.
the one time I streamed with her, we did a stream with Nina Turner.
Oh, I don't think.
Yeah, I'm sure she does all kinds of things, but
She definitely does
I mean, I don't
politics.
think it's.
I mean, are they talking about Frogan? I thought she like exclusively did politics. Like, I thought that was the thing that she exclusively did. Like, how do you drop the content nuke? How do you contribute this much to the things that led to him making a well, I'm calling it a content nuke, but making his response? You guys drop a content cop, and he makes a response to it, and now you're the victims. What? Oh, it looks like he almost texted Ian. Ethan. Okay, well, let's just see what he says here. Holy shit.
But yeah, Ian's a total tool, and I'll be honest, guys. I was so close. I fought the urge. I like Ian myself. I'm on a path of enlightenment. I've learned empathy. My empathy bar is like almost full to the top. Like I just care so much.
Wow.
So this is why I stopped myself from texting them both last night. I was like,
Just like popping off on them or something?
yeah, just being
Oh, I
like,
see.
hey guys, enjoy the new the empathy scumbags.
God, I'm already impressed with the fucking level here. I'll go back a couple seconds. But I'm already impressed with the level of restraint he's shown so far, just because like this has got to be infuriating. Like all of the stuff he's gone through with the CPS call with the skulls and then the content cop and all of this happening just back to back to back. It's just this constant escalation. Like, at what point is the man expected? Like at what point is him snapping going to be okay? And I think that's the point, is that they want him to snap. So his ability to maintain his composure through all of this is it's inhuman. Because I would have already snapped. I'm not sure that I would have texted. I'm not sure what I'd have done, but. Like, yeah, like the videos are the only response that he really can make. But man, yeah, it's gotta be so hard. Delete their numbers from your phone, man. Just delete their numbers from your phone, man, because it's gotta be so hard to resist that urge. But let's see what he was gonna say.
Enjoy the new the empathy scumbags. Just like, I just wanted to be like, fuck you both. I didn't do it because I'm obviously enlightened, inspired by.
He's just doing it now.
It's gonna make a bit out of
But
it.
yeah, Ian's a total tool, and
Jesus fucking Christ, dude. What are the comments like on these things? I want to see the comments on the first one. Ethan is live talking about everything. Yeah, I'm not going over another episode of the podcast. But he did a whole podcast talking about all the fallout and the aftermath, about the human skulls. In an episode of the podcast entitled "Hassan Sent 2 Human Skulls." They sent 2 human skulls, not Hassan. Sorry, they sent 2 human skulls to my house. Which of course, by they he means Hassan and crew, and H3snark. Which I am just going to say are probably one and the same. I'm not separating them in my mind. Bad Empanada responds to the skull incident with Ethan. Imagine getting destroyed so bad for genocide apologia that you're reduced to trying to play the victim by buying novelty human skulls, claiming that someone else sent them to you as a threat, and posting pictures of them with the tags from the store you bought them from still plainly visible. Zionists would do literally anything to avoid reckoning with their reality of their ideology. That's their fucking cope. Like, I don't even understand the logic behind this. Like, this has got to be the fucking laziest one. Buying novelty human skulls. They weren't novelties. They were actual human skulls. Claiming that someone else sent them to you as a threat, and posting pictures of them with the tags you bought them from on the store still plainly visible. If he bought them himself, do you really think he'd leave the tags on them? What's more plausible? That the millionaire bought them and left the tags on them so he can return them because I guess he needs the money? And he needed to return them so bad he couldn't take the tags off for the pictures, making it so easy to catch him doing this himself. Or that somebody else bought them and sent him to his house, and he wanted to leave them in that condition so he could show them to the FBI. So after he took pictures of them, he called the FBI immediately, which he said in his video he did, and that he had a lovely conversation with the FBI, probably showing them the skulls, and so that they could take picture of them, with the tags on them and everything, and try to probably subpoena this website or try to track down where they came from and who ordered them. What's the more likely scenario? That he bought them, sent them to himself, and took the pictures and left the tags on so everybody could catch him? Or that they did it? And let's not forget the fact that he is just interchanging, using the Zionist cheat code here of replacing the word Jew with Zionist. So instead of Jews would do literally anything to avoid their ideology, it's Zionist. Like, these people are obsessed. How is Ethan the one obsessed when this is what's happening to him and this is all you people post and tweet about? Especially someone like Bad Empanada. That's all he's been posting or tweeting about. This post was particularly egregious. They're claiming that Ethan bought the skulls, left the tag on them, and then returned the skulls to get his money back. Yeah, so here we get to see. I suppose I can show the pictures, fuck it. So here we can see they're circling parts of the skull. Skull pictured in Ethan's story appears to be back up for sale on the site. I wanted to circle the identical markings between the two skulls. One of them being shown by H3 is this one, and then they link to it, so I'm going to click. He didn't remove the Skulls Unlimited tag. He had to have bought it for himself and returned it. He even posted one with the serial number. Yep. He 100% sent it back to get his money back. Yep, the millionaire couldn't afford skulls. He had to save the tag so he could send it back. Update, the skull listing is now down. Wait, so he contacted the site and had them take it down? Or maybe the site brought it back up by mistake? I mean, there's a lot of explanations for why it may have gone back up. They could have been contacted by the FBI, and when they were looking into it, they may have accidentally put it back up. Yeah, so here's the H3. And this is from the Leftovers H3 subreddit, which is kind of their backup place in case Snark gets taken down or whatever. Love how they got it tagged as speculation here. If Ethan Klein bought the skull and returned after taking pics, and the shop proves it, this could be the beginning of the end for the H3 podcast. The website sells the exact same skull right now, and they say what you see is what you buy. So either it's a mistake by the website, or the skull has been returned. You can only return it with a receipt, of course. Now, imagine this comes to light, and he made AB open that package. Also, they thought it was for Dan, and AB opened it? What? This story is given Jesse Smollett? Just speculation, but the evidence so far seems compelling. I don't know why the site would relist it. Maybe he did originally try to return it. By the way, you can return things with a gift receipt. If somebody else bought it and sent it to Ethan, and they did it as a gift, so Ethan would have a gift receipt for it. But yeah, I guess we didn't think of that. They're going deep with the conspiracies. It continues. What I think happened is that at some time in the past, Ethan ordered skulls as part of some photo shoot for either Teddy Fresh or the podcast. Can't imagine how that would fit in. It was delivered to the office, not to his house, and he and the crew took these photos of them unpacking it, and then decided not to use the skulls for whatever reason and returned it. Ethan recently remembered he had these photos of the skull unboxing and decided to create this hoax. That, or Ethan and the crew premeditated this entire skull hoax rather than Ethan improvising it, which would be worse. Either way, the crew are involved, so we're dragging the crew down with him now and are in on the hoax too. Given the fact that you have max 30 days to return the skull, why do they know so much about fucking skull buying? It's obvious that they bought it for the purpose of creating the hoax, or that they didn't buy it at all. Somebody bought it, had it shipped to him, and he had a gift receipt and decided to return it, and then contacted the FBI, or the FBI got back in touch with him after he contacted them, so he canceled the return, which is why they took it off the website, because now the FBI wanted to see it. Yeah, Jesus Christ, yeah, it's so much this right here. For fuck's sake, dude. Holy shit. Yeah, these guys are in pure fucking cope mode right now. They are just these are panic theories, just throwing shit at the wall to see what will stick. Anything to make it not linked to us. We did do it. We did do it. We did do it. We need a bunch of proof here that we did do it. A bunch of ways that this couldn't be us. They're just coming up with whatever reason they can to not be held accountable for it. I think it's pretty obvious Ethan didn't buy this for himself. Ethan wouldn't be this stupid and then try to make a video out of it. Like, there's already enough evidence that they're harassing him that he doesn't have to create some. Like, the CPS thing alone. Like, why would he risk doing anything to discredit the stuff that's already true with something that's not? No part of this conspiracy makes sense. No part of it makes sense. The more likely scenario is he had a gift receipt and thought about returning it, and he contacted the FBI, and when the FBI actually, probably not expecting to hear back from the FBI, because so many times he's reported this stuff and it's gone ignored. He's reported the H3snark multiple times on Reddit, and they've been ignoring him. You know, he reports to Twitch and they ignore him. Like, all these platforms and all these places ignore him. So I can imagine, well, it's the FBI. Why would they get back in touch with me? But then they did. So then he canceled his return. The website put it back up, expecting it to be returned, probably some automated thing. And then when the return got canceled, the listing got canceled. That's probably what happened. And yes, you can return things with a gift receipt. The YouTube drama subreddit is shitting on Ethan Klein's new video about iDubbbz and skulls being sent to his home. They've gone full cry bully, claiming he's lying. You can expect to see this type of response from this community, from Hasan and his community when he's live later. Yeah, my response to iDubbbz, and they're making fun of. Ethan is living in a different reality from everyone else on the planet. Keep coping, keep holding this L. You have only brain-rotted idiot DGGers left in your audience. Look at what allies are defending you. Maybe listen to Tonwood iDubbbz, actually. Tonwood iDubbbz? Okay, that's all just like one run-on sentence. These guys are so mad they can't even type properly. Maybe listen to what iDubbbz actually said. Okay, so you gotta take out the N and the B. Maybe listen to what iDubbbz actually said and get offline and get help, touch grass. Finally got to one of these threads before it was locked. So they've been locking them, yeah. So they went from YouTube drama to the leftovers subreddit that, you know, is obviously left over from their podcast and the H3snark. Finally got to one of these threads before it was locked. If the skull thing is true, that's beyond fucked. But also, like, hasn't Ethan been known to make stuff up? Genuinely asking because I'm not an Ethan scholar. That's a very wild thing to have done to you, and I'd really like to see some kind of documentation regarding that. ETA wanted to clarify that I would like to see documentation from anyone making that claim because it's such an out there story. Like, what more, like, what do you want from him? He literally posted the fake images of Denham's chat. They weren't fake. Again, she verified them on her own stream afterward when she was trying to disprove him. She self-reported after his stream. Like, she did it herself. So first they claimed the chat is fake. And then she makes a response where she pulls up the chat and then gives you specific times and the number of messages in her chat. So she's basically confirming that the chat is real on that video. Because she's going, this one came from line number blah, 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 blah. And this one came from line number blah, 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 blah. And she's basically telling you that it is real, but it's not saying what you think it says. So which is it? Is the chat fake, or is she pulling up fake lines? Obviously the chat was real. Like these guys can't even keep their story straight. Like, holy shit, dude, if you're going to post doctored images to defend, now they're the chat was doctored. Can you at least put some minimal amount of effort into it and not leave the shit that reveals your lies in the same shot? It's because it wasn't doctored. He can literally broadcast that he is straight up lying and people will still eat it up. It's amazing that the stuff that they say literally applies to Hasan and that whole group of people, that entire community. Like, you could take Ethan's name out of this and replace it with Hasan and it would still be factually true. You could replace it with Frogan. You could replace it with Denims. You could replace it with Mike from PA, Sean the Black. Like, you could put any of these people here instead of he. You could replace them with any of those people and it would be true. Ethan just complained about how Ian was leaving out context about the CPS report, but failed to show the clip of Denims telling her chat not to call CPS, because that clip happened after CPS was called. I love how you're leaving out context while calling out context being left out. What? Ethan himself told his podcast that she told her chat not to call CPS. Why is he blaming her now? This is just Ethan playing victim like he always does, instead of taking an accountability for why the CPS report happened in the first place. I'm floored, dude. I'm fucking floored, dude. Like, this is the same kind of mentality that like a frat bro would have about essaying a girl or R-wording a girl, and then using the response of, well, if she didn't want it, she wouldn't have been dressed like that. Like, you guys are giving that energy unironically. I love the rules for thee but not for me attitude here from all these people, man. It is insane. It's insane. These are Alex Jones, like, InfoWars levels of cope and fucking conspiracy theories, man. More of the top comments from YouTube drama. Oh, God. Let's just go over the YouTube drama top comments here. Guy went straight in with his lying voice. Now he has a special voice for when he lies. Jesus. These people, like, spend all day just sitting around nitpicking every little thing he does. But somehow he's the one obsessed. Like, you guys have dedicated an entire fucking subreddit to... You made a subreddit for this. How is he the one obsessed? Where's the Denim Snark Reddit? Where's the Hasan Snark Reddit? Mike from PA Snark. I don't see Ethan making a fucking Snark subreddit just to fucking dedicate to a singular individual and just spend all day going over this. No, he has children to raise. He has an actual life outside of this. You childless freaks have nothing better to do but spend all your time doing this shit. It's fucking wild, man. I feel bad for Ian. Dude went into this trying to save his friend from making a fool of himself, and instead he keeps going. As for Ethan, he keeps digging a hole to the point where he is now aligned with the conservatives he used to make fun of. Where's the conservatives in any of this? How did they get roped into this? I'm not even bothering to watch this. Yeah, let's not watch it. Let's just keep spreading our coping lies. Coping and seething. That's what's going through my head as I read all this. We're coping and seething. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, man. It's like Ethan and Hila thrive on drama and feuds. So boring. You mean the ones you guys cause that they keep having to respond to? Yeah, they thrive on it. This is really helping them a lot. I'll watch it for you. So far, it's just, I am the victim now and always. We'll edit if anything changes. Also adds, iDubbbz is anti-Semitic. It's crazy how he gives no evidence whatsoever to his claims. He gave plenty of evidence. Like, you guys just say it's not real or that he doctored it. So when he shows it, it's not real and doctored. If he doesn't show it, then you'll say he doesn't show it. Like, he can't fucking win, man. But the remaining members of his cult, oh, he's the cult. The guy without a subreddit dedicated to an individual. So the people on the subreddit dedicated to an individual, they're not the cult. Ethan Klein's fans are the cult. It's all cope and projection. Cope and projection. There should be a version of the song for that. Jesus Christ. But the remaining members of his cult choose to believe him without any doubt. Who called CPS? Who sent him the skulls? Or did that even happen? The way he just momentarily brought up new info and quickly moved on is weird. That zoomed in Denim's chat he keeps showing is fake. Again, not fake. She confirmed it herself when she brought it up on stream and tried to debunk it by showing how many times specific chatters said a thing and when it was brought up. She even shows like how far apart the messages are. She self-reported and accidentally confirmed it in her response to it, trying to say that she didn't agree with that chatter and why she didn't notice those chats on screen and ignored them. Oh my god, it doesn't match the actual chat on the side. It's because the chat on the side's moving too fast, so they slowed it down to highlight the messages that are worth reading, the ones that are pertaining to what's happening. That's why they slowed it down and showed you the messages that they're highlighting that said, this is when this happened in chat, this is when this happened in chat, so that you could actually read them because their chat was moving too fast. How blatant this motherfucker lies. It's fascinating at this point. A case study to a psychologist. No, your entire fucking subreddit's a case study to a psychologist. What he's doing seems pretty normal to me. Ethan doesn't look good. I know people have been saying this a lot, but he really does not look well. Oh, you mean like he actually looks sick? Yeah, he's stressed. He's stressed. He's going through like ungod levels of stress from online stalking and death threats and skulls being sent to his house and the CPS coming for his children, like bomb threats, and he got swatted. Like, it's this never-ending barrage. I imagine the level of anxiety and stress that any normal person would go through after having these things happen. Like, it's amazing how you'll claim that they don't happen in one breath and then in the next breath complain about how ill he looks from dealing with, like, all of the stuff you're saying. You're like, now you're making fun of the way he looks, and the way he looks is in direct response to the things you said didn't happen. Yes, he's stressed. Everything you're saying proves that he is stressed from the things you at first said didn't happen. So which is it? Did they not happen? Or is he so stressed and like sick and ill with anxiety that, oh, okay, I guess he looks bad from it. Holy shit, man. That's what I was thinking. He looks incredibly skinny and not in a good way. Honestly, reminded me of Chadwick Bose, except Ethan doesn't seem to be sick like he was. Yeah, it's because he's not sick. He's stressed. Yes, and anxiety will cause a loss of appetite, loss of sleep. There's probably a lot of reasons why he just looks exhausted, really. This is exactly what Ian was talking about when saying this whole thing was clearly taking a toll on Ethan. Yeah, it would take a toll on any normal person. So it's fake, but the fake thing that he's making up and doing to himself is taking a toll on him. Like, even their copes don't make sense, man. This is fucking insanity. These people are insane. I don't understand how anyone can be. I don't understand how anyone can be fans of these. Can be fans of these streamers. I don't. How brain rotted is this fucking community? Yeah, this is another one I did, and I'm sure that this one was probably a joke, but I left a comment on it anyway. Because I left a comment on this one where this guy, I don't know who Justin Wang is. I'm getting the feeling from some of the comments that it might have been a joke, but after reading so much of that garbage today, I found it hard to tell who was joking and who wasn't. So he was just like, would hate it if my opposition sent me cool skulls in the mail. So I left the comment where I was just like, oh, yeah, apparently it was a joke. It says over here, good joke or bad joke. It's a bad joke. But I and a bunch of people, including Yeet, didn't read it as a joke. So I left the comment. I was like, well, just tell him to post his address, and I'm sure they'll send him all sorts of cool shit. You know what? Mine was a joke too. Fuck you. Fuck you. Mine's cool. Cool joke. I stand by it. That's where he revealed the skulls, and then they posted a poll under it. Reverse the situation. If Hasan had kids and the CPS was called on him, plus skulls got mailed to his home, would he be chill about it? And overwhelming 92% said, fuck no. Of course not, because if the shoe was on the other foot, then they would be losing their shit. Hasan would be in full cope mode. He'd be losing it. He would be freaking out and losing his shit, and his audience would be in pure fucking attack mode. And you know what? Deserved. It would have been earned. It would have been just as understandable if it happened to Hasan and his community were to fucking freak out about that as it would be that Ethan's community is doing it. Anyway, I just wanted to cover the fallout there real quick before we get into the next bit of content. I'm not trying to make a whole nother stream focused on Ethan, but just his community is completely crashing out, and it looks like they're in panic mode because he mentioned FBI in that video and that he'd already talked to him, which means he's probably showed them the skulls and probably showed them literally everything he showed us. And I imagine there's probably some other things he still hasn't showed us yet that he showed the FBI. It looks like he's showing things as it's safe to do so instead of just showing everything at once, because he held on to that skull thing for a while and said he was sent those around the same time CPS got called, but he never mentioned them, not even on his podcast, which means he's probably actively working with the FBI and showing them things, and they're telling him not to show certain stuff until they've completed their investigation, or they got the information they need, or if they think that it'll hurt their investigation, he's telling them not to show it. So the fact that he could show the skulls mean that they may have already made some progress on that. They may have already figured out who sent it. They may already be closing in. And I think that their subreddit, I think Snark and all these, these obsessed, Ethan Klein stalkerish type troll subreddits, whatever you want to call them, I think that they are kind of in panic mode right now because writing's kind of on the wall that some of you guys might be getting doxxed here pretty soon. FBI may be paying you guys a visit here pretty soon. They are kind of spurging a bit, which I find to be hilarious because fuck these people, absolutely fuck